Hello and welcome. We are visual today. We are here on the 26th of April. Let me check. Yes, it's 10 p.m. There's myself. What have we called ourselves, Kev? We've got an interesting title today. Would you like to introduce yourself and the name there? That's you first and then me after.
Well, my name's right there in front of you. Grandad, it says there. MC. As you can see, there's actually a logo. So that's all I'm known as, DJ Grandad.
Yeah, you've got a pound sign, a K, so that stands for
Grand.
£1,000.AD, one grandad.
Grandad.
And Kev helped me choose that MC, microphone controllers, MC, master of ceremonies, or microphone controllers back in the rave days. So Enki Rah, thank you for that, brother Kev. We were struggling and he helped me out. So we're here for a casual chirp on tube, if that's all right.
Indeed.
I was going to call it all play and no work, but that wasn't as good as this one, so I opted for that. Kev's remix edition of the title. So I go in there, get in the room, put myself on mute because we're going to get an echo.
Echo. Oh,
they were bad effects.
Like it again. I just Ian and Craig, how you doing? Good to see you. Sorry, I was just sharing the broadcast, so I didn't see you slope into the room, mate. Sloped in. Coming sideways.
Yeah, we are going sideways in some respects.
Right. Hang on. Right, I was just killing the... That should be it. So I've got nothing coming out of the phone now. Otherwise we're getting feedback, won't we? Going round and round in circles.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I've had a very productive day in some respects. We'll get to that later, but I've spent a good 5 hours with G-Star in the back end of the .com, doing some work there, adding and making sure things are good. Thank you to G-Star for that work and the hours that we've put in. I also been on the administration front. There are some unanswered emails and notifications that I'll get straight on tomorrow, approximately 10 a.m. I'll be up early. I've got some duties to do with Yanka, family stuff, and then I'll be answering, responding to emails, notifications, and whatever you all require there. We will also be looking at releasing the will and testamentary PDF Word, because it's editable. PDFs aren't really desirable, so we've got a bundle pack to come. So yeah, very productive on many fronts. Not all jobs and tasks and duties done, but feel a bit little sat down there like that. There we go. Yeah, I'll stand up.
Need some cushions for your chair.
Yeah, we do.
Well, I had a productive day today. I managed to sit in the sun all day.
Good lad. Can't fault you.
Very nice it was too.
You get on
I think it might be coming to the end of it according to the weather. Not that I stand on them 100%, but meant to be a bit of a change for the next few days. We'll see. It's absolutely crystal clear here tonight.
I have seen some dots in the sky yesterday, quite a lot, going different directions. I was expecting them, if they are low orbit objects of Elon Musk and SpaceX, aka Tesla, modern day, then I was expecting a train of series of dots going across, and there was some going across the, is it the plough we call it? I don't know if that's the, yeah, it's the plough to us, isn't it? The
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it directly above me now. The plough, directly.
yeah.
So there's a report for you live while we speak. The plough is above Kevin.
The Big Dipper, is that also the Big Dipper in to our fam across the pond? Is this one of the same constellation, or I'm not sure if that's...
Don't get me involved in that. Get myself into trouble.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We call
It could be.
Yeah. Anybody else?
If I turn my head to the right, it could even be a saucepan.
We take these off. These were just for show. There we go. If the headphones fit, play the track. Run the track. If anyone else has seen what's allegedly, what was it called? Star something? Did you say?
Skynet.
Oh.
Starlink.
That's it.
Skynet, definitely. I'm just looking up in case it's due over, because I got a brilliant view of it the other night. That, or they put the sky on loop. And it was just one going round and round.
Yeah. I'm just going to share this post and see what scribes are available, who's in. You got anything you want to update?
Oh yeah,
us with? Say.
I didn't put anything. I normally drop the. I didn't do that. I did everything else, Dave, but put something up in SPLs.
That's all right. I'm doing it now.
Never mind. I've shared it to my page.
Good man. That's all we need. Just a little share.
She's quite tall, isn't she, though? Anyway, little share. Alright.
Say nothing. I'm saying nothing there.
Yeah, you're writing that one down to use it around your friends later. Right, I'm going to go inside because I'm going to get shouted at in a minute. I've got a feeling in the water.
What? What's your page? Someone's asking, Craig and Williams, what's your page? They're asking for there.
I can't. What's going on here? I haven't even got any up. What's going on in the room? I've got one person in the room.
Now you'll have to refresh. It's just catching up, I think.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put me table on. That's the French for tablet, by the way. And before anybody corrects me, I know it isn't. It's just being a twat. My mother always said, play to my strengths.
She was a wise lady, obviously.
Very wise, yeah. Right, let's see what's happening here. Really? Junglist, dark side, what's happening? Right.
There we go.
Come on, you can do it. One pen. Oh, hang on. Let's go and see. Let's look after the members first. It's Warren, right? That's gone. That's approved. Right, where are we?
No, good lad. He's added a photo, has he, I think, or just had a little pop-up there, yeah.
He's just put something in from the KJV, which is apt. No, you idiot, what am I doing in there? God, my brain works a bit total. Well, I have a weapon, but not the dangerous kind. Here we are. Let's go in there.
He's busy.
Live chat, we're in. Okay. I've got nobody in the room now. That's mental.
Don't worry, it'll catch you up. We'll catch
Yeah,
up.
I know. We get there.
I'll read and see. I'll go in now and see.
Gotcha. Right. Got it. Steve. Molly. Hello. Sweet. Now I can sort of see what's happening. Don't know why it's not refreshed on the phone. Oh, it could be because I'm multitasking on the phone. Oh.
I see Craig and Williams.
Yeah.
Steve
and Deb.
Yeah.
Denise. It's all good.
It was till we went live. Ruined
My
this.
page.
Yeah.
What does he mean? As in, what? YouTube is just my name, I believe. And same on Facebook. Apart from you'll see my icon is the SPLS Pro logo, or one of them. Or am I completely missing the point, lost the plot, which is all highly likely. Right, hang on people, I've got to multitask here. Turn that off. Let's turn that off. Right, let's shut this door.
Come in here, look, so you can see the clock, you can see me. That's it. We'll fill the screen. Thin man, I'm going to have difficulty doing that, aren't I? There we go. Fill the screen. Corner to corner. Mr. Bean is in the house. Mr. Beanpole. I did say on Facebook that we was going to play a Back to the Future remix of Clarkey Seduction Dougal or something, but we'll maybe do that later. We'll just have a nice quiet entry and see how we go along. We may go up and break out. Who knows?
Play that remix I sent you. Funk Soul Brother.
Boots catch chicken tikka, weren't it? Yeah, I'm getting hit by messages now, groups and stuff. The handsets, I must say, thank you all for the feedback, activity, sharing, caring. I am, I'll speak for myself, inundated with multimedia platform, activities, and I am prioritising and working on everything at once, but in order of. So I'm getting through the list. It does take a while. Protection. Asset management, hauling assets, and where we're at is primary. And then I was on a call today from 11 a.m. I've got to keep it private, but it was an important, serious one, and I've had some revelations brought to me, some confirmations and revelations with regards to who I was asked to help with and listen into a call. So I'll leave it there, but they know who they are, and I was very honoured and privileged. It's 11 a.m. this morning to be on that hour's chat. I've had some confirmation of our processes and thoughts, train of thoughts, and how we articulate law in itself. I can't give it you now, but just know that we've had some nice interaction. In a not a nice subject, so defending man's rights and damages, injuries, torts, assaults and whatnot. So we was perplexing them, comparing, what we think and what we would like to happen. So thank you all for everything. You're not being ignored. Like I say, 5 hours with G on the .com, and then administering and the family here, the Facebook and emails, a few outstanding. We've had a very productive day though. G-Star's working on the documents for you for the last will and testament, but alongside that you'll get all the applicable laws, acts, bits and bobs that you can you will need to look at to express your will, and how you express that. We're giving you options and information for you to make an informed decision. The last little bit we're missing is the accuracy on the past syntax quantum grammar, but that's not essential. Status, standing and capacity, and legal persons, natural persons, and flesh and blood, natural man. So there's three there, just in the realms of your capacity, I suppose, and then you've got the areas of the laws themselves. I say laws loosely, codified secular and English laws, ecclesia, and then some kind of mosaic alongside the KJV when we say mosaic, but that's just loosely termed there. So it's interesting what we've given you. Everything, too much is better than not enough, but it's not chapter and verse. We haven't gone CPR and chapter and verse, but the relevant bits have been extracted and then put into documentation. So we will, with honour, privilege and love, try to protect you, but you will be protecting yourself, and you will be doing it with your full knowledge and making an informed decision. And these 4 documents have come from .orgs. Nobody's been ripped off again. No one's been stolen from, anything like that. But I'm very happy with where we've got and what we're doing. So Greg's doing the finishing touches and making them, aesthetically correct. And we will look at that tomorrow for you all right? So let me just, there we go. Let update you on that one, Kev. I'll go over to you and I'll look in the room. Is there anything?
Yes. So I've had a wonderful day in the sun, really. Thoroughly enjoying. Yeah, you've been again busy. Hence, we didn't do this last night because we were both drained yesterday. But then you've gone thrown another day in there, mate. Crazy. Good on you, mate.
It's all in a day's work, because we haven't got the fulfilment of the voluntary servitude at the minute. We are obviously under instruction. Our persons are under instruction, not man. I say that loosely again, but we have officers out there that apparently need a quota to fill. I was out the other day going to the Iron Horse, and I heard 2 gentlemen, distinguished, elderly, L as in, elders, the letter L, and I was privy to some conversation of them telling each other that they were out shopping in the Iron Horse, and the gentleman and his wife were in the back. The son and the daughter, the son and the daughter-in-law were in the front. On the way back from the grocery shop, the officers had pulled up this particular bunch of gathering of travellers, private man, and they were asking where they'd been, how long they'd been out, what they were doing. And when they said they'd been shopping for groceries at the supermarket, they asked if they could see a receipt, and they was looking for key and essential items this time. And it was my ears listening as I was in the van. I didn't hear everything, but I heard enough. And as I'd got the bits and the tools I wanted for my modifications of the solar system I've got, I did say to them, "Do you mind if I speak to you about what I've overheard? I am the local king of the street there, as king. I'm the same level as you. I'm a king of idiots. I don't mean to offend." I said, my calling is David. I did say my name to them, but they're not going to judge me. But for you, my calling is David. When you're speaking out on the street, you need to remember, you may come across as a little bit of a weirdo and scare folk, more so than I do already. So I have to, be careful on that. And they did say they wouldn't be offended if I had a word with them. And I said, did I hear right where you said that the officer said, and I'm not making a claim, this is just a chat, and I'm letting you know what I heard. I'm not slating any officers, we back them up, and we respect 99.9% of them. So, there's others speaking out about forces, Lord Sumpton, for instance, and QC barristers. So this isn't a hate campaign at all. I'm saying that because videos that we've put up have been deleted due to hate speech and so forth. So I'd like to correct that and testify there is no hate coming from myself, Kev, this channel. And anyway, they overheard the officer saying to the other lad, colleague officer, how many have you got today? Have you got your 10 quota, or are you near to your 10? And he'd got 6 out of 10. And this party of such, father, son, etc., in-laws, they were let off and they were deemed to be out on essential key. They must have looked at the receipts of the shopping. So I'm keen to get back from you, Scribes, and your experiences, if you have positive, we'll start with that, interactions with officers and the Met. We're talking rank and file here. And then I'd like some negative ones if there are, but we're not all negative. There are positive a lot. My sister had a positive interaction in a city where she is, and she was jogging, and there was a strange man behind her. He was strange because he was speeding up, running, and he was catching her up. She's quite sprightly like me, younger, and as she went round a corner, there was a couple of riot vans there, as we call them, police Met vans, and they were quite a lot, of 16, 20, she said roughly. And when she turned around again, seeing the collection of the officers, the man decided to turn back and head back the other way, and he'd been following my sister for and my sister, yes, I have one. I have a family, but I don't always mention them for security and safety. She turned around, and that man turned around and went the other way, which then confirmed my sister's fear as she was out doing her 1 hour exercise that she's permitted by these codes. And the officers said, "Are you okay, my love?" This, that, the other. What happened there? That man's just hightailed it. And she says, "I'm a bit worried. He was catching me up." And the officers, credit to them, praise for them to say, well, what was going on? Why has he disappeared? Do you know him? How long was that going on? The following and the running. And she said about 4 to 5 minutes. And I'm glad I've bumped into you. So we say lots of love, because they went and jumped into one of the units and went to go and chat with him, and he disappeared down an alley or somewhere in the city. So they caught back up with my sister, who was around a local park, trying to keep with others, not down back alleys and things. She wasn't doing anything untoward. She's honourable like us, and they said, "We suggest you change your route, and we suggest you go out with somebody else, and that you be extra careful in these times." So that's a positive, and that's what I'll yield there.
Yeah, it is positive, but still unnerving, isn't it? I have to say. Hello. What's going on here? Just venturing to the kitchen for a drink. Ow. Slowly.
I have uploaded a video as well that there is no claims made. Speaking of officers then, it's sent to me via messaging, and it's come from a multimedia app, and there are some armed officers there. I don't know what's going on, but if anybody would like to provide some videos anonymously, links, or send them to me, I will continue to share in the interest of newsworthy reporting outlay, information purposes. Again, this it's just what's going on, and we collectively can work out and see, rather than looking at the news stories there as well. So again, it's a bit half and half here.
Sorry, right.
I'd like to say, I'm going to go to the room in a minute. I'm just giving some
I was just going to
facts
shout a few names, actually. That's it. Snafu, FPV, Esoteric, Freeman, good evening. Thanks for joining us. I think we've covered everybody. Yes. Visible ones, anyway. I know Kathy's listening as well, I believe. Sent me a message earlier. All under control, Kathy. Get the same to you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be on it. There's no immediate danger or ever present. You know, at the minute there's quite a relaxed area. I've seen some emails come in that are serious, but there is time. So we are prioritising, and you have got the group to ask there, the public one on Facebook, and then you've got the private domain. So you're not alone. And if you want myself exclusively and access to me, then you'll get that. But nobody gets left out. It's just there's too much going on, and we have to, you know, prioritise.
Not enough of us.
We have asked for help, and agents,
Unfortunately.
trustees, emissaries, ambassadors. So if you are wanting to step up, you know how to contact us and make yourselves known, and we'll put you on a probationary, protection, procreator, procurement. There's four. Got it. What the MCing is about. So yeah, thank you, and we would like assistance in any way, shape and form, and we will aid and assist you in all ways. We wouldn't just leave you in the dark. So all right, that said.
Sorry, I hope you're enjoying the noise of me crushing ice. My teeth.
We're used to it now, Kevin, so I look forward to it with bated breath. Yeah.
Right, what we haven't looked through. Let's have a look. Yeah, Matthew 5:48. Very nice. Esoteric. Thank you for that.
I'm going to the announcements. I've got something to read out that I've never read out before. I've said similar to, I'll let Kev go and pick up the scribes, your comments, your input, and I will continue to work through this for a minute.
Yeah, full respect for policemen or women, no respect for officers. Yeah, fair comment.
What's that? Say that again,
Absolutely.
please. What was that?
Okay, that's Freeman.
Saying what? What did he say?
Full respect for policeman or woman, no respect for police officers.
Well, that's not this channel's opinion, and we will let you speak and have your say, but I will say now that the comments and the views are yours, and we're here for your views. We're not here to tell you what to think. You can't tell us what to think, and we will let you speak freely, as is your right, and we will work together. Those officers that help my sister, I do have respect for. So we have a slight difference there of opinion. I've engaged with the officers on telephones, and they've when been compelled and noted to be, they've changed and they've been honourable. So I've also met officers, Freeman, and they haven't been honourable, but that's a lower portion of the ones that have been. So that's a choice that you make, and this channel and I, David, man, I'm not here to say yay or nay on that. Horses for courses, intercourses, commercial intercourse,
Yeah,
etc.
It depends what they're doing, doesn't it? Basically, if they're revenue collecting, then of course, absolutely not. But yeah, there's some good ones out there.
There's some bad ones of us. There's some good ones of us. It's the demographic of which we're in. Yeah. And if you'd like to continue on, and please don't be offended. This is an open, free, liberal, intelligent, loving,
Yeah,
chat.
no vexation or anything here. None, certainly none intended.
With regards
I sort of got
his
gist. I got his gist of where he was coming from with that. Obviously if they're being helpful and etc. That's one thing, but yeah, when they're just on for ticks in boxes and handing out tickets, then we won't have any of that nonsense.
I would like to bring. I'm going through the administration process here of what I've been busy with, and this is what I hope you will appreciate, everybody. The Nolan principles, the 7 principles of good public life, and the way that the government are looking to or should be acting and performing there. And in conjunction with that, you also have the Prudent Patient from 1995 and the Bolam report, to paraphrase that one. So I would put them posts on both domains. They're key for you to have a look at and to contemplate, see how you feel about those, and to use for governance of. Yeah, my mum did some work on that, and I have a book there which she'd used for a dissertation or LLB at the time. So with medical issues being bandied around, and the talk of possible vaccines and mandatory. Okay, well, we've got a mandate for their mandatory alleged incoming proposed processes. So I would like you to take note of what those are. Prudent patient, BOLAM, I said BOLAM, and then you've got separate to that the NOLAM report. They are 7, not, is it the 7 Nolan sisters? No, it's the 7 Nolan principles, and then the BOLAM report with the prudent patient from 1995. I may not have said that clearly, so the domains have them on.
Yeah, that Nolan's is useful with the banks and stuff as well to use.
Yeah, agreed. It is, Kev. Yeah,
They're very powerful. I've had that brought to my attention before by a learned person who I must call again, because he's, I haven't spoken to him for a while.
I'd like to just have a minute while you scan the room or crush your ice and whatever, and I would like to just read something that I posted yesterday, reposted, but this time a little bit more in detail. It says important Oh, it's just it's just gone blank. I cannot that away.
Just gone all spooky on you, is it?
Yeah, it's too much weird. Yeah, all snap. Something went wrong is what the screen says as I'm just about to read. 1 minute. I'll go to the room. We'll let that reload. Yeah.
Great, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just stressed out, this little notebook. It's not too powerful, so it does struggle bandwidth, and it's probably hot. I downloaded 19 gigabytes of the .com domains files today from the servers. I've downloaded system files because we hosted a video from Space Cowboy and Standalone. I'll get to that in a minute, and I'll give you the links. We've got a BitChute link, you'll be pleased to know, and it's to do with the previous video that went viral from the brother, I won't say the names, we'll protect, but the YouTube channel is called Space Cowboy, and we'll get to that later. I want to keep it articulate and see who's in, what they're saying. I can hear Kev grinning, says Craig and Williams. Snafu's got some opinions there, and I'm inclined to agree. Deception and deceiving, as the brother, the pilot that I interviewed.
Another Scottish brother, I believe.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Klansman in the house. Freeman's quite opinionated there, that's fair enough. We let that ride, you're welcome. You know, I'm happy to see your opinion. Yeah, sorry.
Anders, good evening, brother. How are you? Good to see you. Claire in Mulholland, good evening. Hope you're well. Enjoying you. 30 days of communism.
Like extended Crimbo.
I've already cancelled my subscription. I did it the very next morning. Don't like it.
Be ye therefore perfect, even as thy Father in heaven is perfect. That's what he was referring to. Then I was looking to see that. Yes, under esoteric truth.
Very nice.
You're not blue. I'm going to make you blue, and thank you for that.
Get you, Mr. Blue.
Yeah, equality. We're going to need backup. We're looking to expand. So I see another new scribe there. Loves stick or something. Good evening.
Love stick. Yeah.
Is it what it says? It's very tiny. My eyes are going.
Barney's in the house. How are you, mate? Hope the family's cool. What's happening? You all locked down? Behaving yourselves? Not terrorising the neighbourhood with raves all day long?
Hello to Molly. Long time no see, Sister Molly.
Ganders.
Go on.
The gangster.
Them bananas, eh? Them bananas.
Original gangster.
Selector. Thank you for all that. He's got some McGrath units that we're going to look at soon as well. Interesting tech there. The Water of Life is what has been sent out to everybody. If you have had any GANs from me, by proxy of me, from Gansders, Anders, Sweden, thank you. That's what the bananas have been sprayed with. The test tube is filled with the Water of Life GANs. I have also been sent some CO2 GANs. Correct me if I'm wrong, Anders. I'm learning, remembering, so that's yet to be tested and used. There are some amazing, if you'd like to talk about the CO2 in the room there, Anders, and help me out with the recollection of the, he's telling me some amazing things, that tyres won't wear out on cars as quick, that he said to me, David, you can go outside naked in the winter and you won't freeze. I'm like, wow, if I go outside naked, there's many things that have, I'm not, wow, it's not the freezing I'm worried about, it's the other issues. But yeah.
Claire, the man's right in the room, Claire. Anders, he's the gangster, original gangster man.
Well, a horror master is on the channel. If you look at Indiglow channel videos, I'm going to put into the playlist. I've made a GANs playlist for you. I've got 2 videos of bananas in there. I'm going to add the chat with horror master Anders and myself in, and amazing claims. If you bear with us, it's not for now. Anders can be typing and inputting into you for you these other claims, and we will be proving them, not just chatting about them. So you're going to take part in this experimentation safely, by consent, knowingly, willingly, and it's exciting. It really is. My abscess and things, and the health and the fruit and the energies, and I've gone from wearing out, tyres not wearing out, to, but it's all related, and it's incredible. And we give love and thanks for that man and the Horror Master and this technology. I'll leave it there. Thank you. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, good to see you. Oh, actually, Anders, while you're here, I've noticed my breathing has improved, especially I was quite shallow breathing, when I was sort of relaxed. It's pretty sort of subconscious thing, but I've noticed I'm breathing much deeper. I've had a lot of mucus come off my chest, but clear, nothing, no chest infection or anything. But I have noticed my breathing is a lot easier. So I've got the bracelet and the necklace. I'm not doing anything else. I've not added anything else but the GANs at this time. So I'm leaning towards, I'm certainly feeling some positivity at the moment, it would seem.
Yeah.
So there's a on the fly report for you as we are right now.
We would like to collate more of these experiences. So this magnetic one, that I only got a few of these. I'm not complaining, but they were sent for free at the that man Anders' cost and expense there. And then there was several of the wrist smaller ones that were quite tightly compact there. So I am wearing 2. I've had these on for a few months, and I suggest that you get some clear lacquer nail varnish and put that round there so you don't get any green stains or anything, and around that one. The liquid that you've got in the test tube, if you didn't, you've all got one of them, and then you got the test tube that I've shown you in the in the water sprayer, which is what is sealed in that test tube, and then it's irradiating the atomic balanced energy from this water of life GANs. So if you want to make one of these, it's as simple as finding some pipe, polyurethane, plastic, flexible. This one's quite tough, fishing tank type pipe at so many mil, and you can shape the test. You're not doing that action on camera, David. You can shape the test tube, and you could then get an ink cartridge, not hypodermic, a safe, a blunted syringe that you fill up the ink cartridges with. Some of them are hypodermically sharpened and dangerous, so I wouldn't suggest that. Safety first. But if you're confident using that, you could shake the test tube, mix the water on the top as it separates when it's still, and then draw up all of the GANs, and then fill something like this, and then you glue the ends on. I've got a glue gun which you plug in, and them simple ones from tech in school, and for arts and crafts. And one of these came loose. Let me finish this, and some of the solution was about to come out. So if it does get on you, Anders again can, and I've got documentation, limited but quite a bit, in depth, limited but in depth, enough, short paragraphs to tell you and show you. So if it gets on your skin, it won't burn you, it won't harm you, it won't cause anything. We're told it's, and it has been on my skin. It didn't make a reaction. It was this one that leaked a little bit, and I've glued the. I put some more glue. You see where it's a bit the knuckle there. I put an extra on it. I put it inside that cap, and then I pushed it back on, and it stayed sealed. But they're not to be get wet really. Don't put them in the bath and the shower. These are prototypes. It's cutting edge, brand new, privileged trust technology that SPL's Pro has. So you would make that system before, make that system, loops, necklaces, bracelets equivalent, and then get your needle, and obviously you'd fill one end with glue and put it on, and then you'd then use your syringe to obviously fill that, and it will go down. That's already secured. And when you've finished filling that test tube into either one of these, you then seal that end on with the I'd say epoxy resin. Remember Araldite or anything like that, or the glue guns that I've said. Make sure they're all sealed. Give them a test. They fit. They magnetically lock. They don't come off. They're very sturdy. Then lacquer them with clear nail varnish. There's all information in the emails to the ones that have got it, and then go ahead and test it out and see how you go. There are many applications for the different types of GANs. These ones are the water of life, what Anders gave. So that's that explained as much as I can, as safely and as best. And that's why my wrist doesn't click and hurt anymore. And this one, I believe, going around the neck has sorted out my back pain. I'm not saying medical claims. I'm just saying for me, the wrist is no longer, it clicks, it doesn't ache anymore. It hasn't fixed the bones. It hasn't done any internal surgery. It's a molecular type effect, I suppose, on the cellular parts of your biorhythms and biology. So it's testamentary from me. It's not academic, and it isn't medical advice. You need to seek medical opinions and medical professionals for sorting yourself out in that way. We're pioneering in some areas, as you can see, and we're trying to be as honest and open and get your feedback as we do with your testimonials, the claims, such with Kev's work and Graham's with the DWP, the critical criteria, the language, the instruments, the processes, the conditionals, and we're doing well. So we've got a lot to do this year in many areas, and you can help in any ones that you want, and we will look at as a trust this side, creating more and getting it all out to you. I have yet to send more out that you've asked for on the video with Dan Hanley, the pilot there that I interviewed, which come from Anders again, put me in touch with that man. So we've got a lot to thank this brilliant Swedish brother for. I yield.
Yeah, indeed.
What a legend.
Yeah, really interesting. So I'm certainly more than happy to be trialling it and see say I've definitely noticed better breathing. Seems to have taken a while. I mean, how long have I had them? What? Probably had them a month, haven't I, Dave?
A few weeks now, yeah, going on a few weeks
Yeah,
probably,
it could be longer. Probably knowing me, everything's crap with time.
Same here. That's why we've got this on. We've got the so we can keep an eye now, Kevin. We know what's
That won't do any good.
By request of Brother Stephen, that was. Well, that's why we're on. And
no, you know what should happen?
Go on.
When we're broadcasting, that clock should be running backwards quite quickly, like Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, let me just see what. Let's go. Yeah. May I family announcements again? It's back. So going back to generalising all of this, an important family clan and initiate notice was posted, a little repost with a little remix of verbiage, and it goes something like this. Caveat and disclaimer. Any woman who chooses to utilise the trust and the .coms and the family clans documents and notices will have the sole responsibility to kingstand, overstand and understand or stand underneath each and every word used in our documents and notices. The trust, SPL Pro's trust documents, the group, the family, the clans documents, unlike others that give out documents I'll leave it there. Our notices and documents have been created, made for educational and entertainment purposes only. They are in no way deemed or to be interpreted as any kind of legal advice. Like with the medical advice and the disclaimer I've given you there, we're allowed to do certain things in the private, but when we come in the public arena, we need to be careful how you interpret what we're doing and how we're doing it. So continuing on, in fact, all construction, presumption or assumption of legal advice purported to be given by I, David, I'll include Kevin and you can opt out if you want, and the trust and or its agents, emissaries, ambassadors, etc., agents basically, is hereby expressed as frivolous and is revoked and hereby denied by me and on this video and these posts that I've done recently. That's not saying we don't trust in what we're doing, it's just that man's going to try and set me up for a fall, and I'm going to protect the domain, the trust and myself against those that want to come along and try and shut us down for giving away and trying to help and showing love in the realm of this where the demons and agents are. The intended outcome for any and all SPL Pros, David's, documents, notices, documents written are always to give the desired result of honour and safety as paramount. Defence, out of man's desperation comes this innovation. Woe man, and this goes back to something Kevin just said, and the scribes have just said on the chat there. Woe man will be successful or unsuccessful, and this will be based on your mental state of consciousness and due to your levels of faith. Bear in mind, we're about to give you last will and testaments, information and direction for your decision making and your choice. So that's why I say that. Lose the fear, and remember, not all battles are going to be won, okay? This is a fact. Choose wisely and choose life. Thank you to a couple of special men who have inspired this new text. You know who you are, and I will make contact with you soon. If you haven't made contact with me already by the time that I get to saying this, then man has helped us, not our particular man, but you, these casts, the work, the sharing, the caring, the emails, the notifications, the Facebook realm, the YouTube realm, and the private domain, seminars, man's on the streets, like the two elder gentlemen that I had to have a chat with. And so, yes, we will let them remain anonymous, the key players there, because I don't think that they will require and indeed want the extra attention upon them right now. So I end with love and light to all clan, famine initiates, and I pray for us all. and I then put David at the end. So see, my phone's blowing up already, and it's like, wow, in this constant 24-hour. We asked for it, we and I want it. Keep it coming. Just it's a matter of time. I yield. Yeah.
Yeah, it does go a bit crazy, Dave, doesn't it?
It's non-stop.
Same as I've got chat-eds coming in from Messenger, stuff coming in from WhatsApp,
Come on.
text, bloody emails. It's madness. Luckily, I don't get any noises. No, all the notifications are off. I know they're there, but that's happening. But yeah, I have to turn it up. My phone would just make noise 24 hours a day otherwise.
It does, yeah. I'm the same. I do silent and mute. Hangouts app. Messenger is only on one one device because it infects. And the post that I put on that we need to check on about the tracking and the offline management, I do believe some of you have sent me news reports, articulations of stories that say man is not following the lockdown because they're monitoring us on our mobile units and they can see where we are, when we are, how we are, sort of, and incredibly, we think we are, not being monitored because we're not online. But when you do connect and go online, various systems, just communicate without our knowledge, consent, or we have consented because we've agreed to the terms and services, or we couldn't use the handsets, devices, and apps. So, I'll leave it there.
Right, hang on. I'm just trying to do something here.
All right.
And I'm pretty shit at doing things. How the hell do I do that? Sorry, people, bear with me a minute. I'm just trying to.
So I'll just continue on with these.
Yeah, sorry, mate. You crack on. I'm trying to do something to put in the room.
Proof of
I'm not being frivolous.
That's all right. Yeah. Proof of claim data for all fam as included on the trust and the .coms and notices within our trust as follows. Use it or lose it, we say. Hagens versus Levine, and there's some numbers here I'm not going to read out. You'll find it with that. The matter of fact and the burden of proof of just a jurisdiction and how it lies. As a living being, man has rights, and our rights are not subject to statutory control. To argue that when you go into the court, if you go into the court, how you go in and whatever, or leave to one side, there's a Bible there, and they ask you if you'd like to make an attestation or swear an oath on that book, which is a crown copyright Bible of sorts, and you have the right there given by the Creator, and you can choose your status, standing, and capacity. You could be there via special appearance in a non-representative capacity, for instance, just putting it out there. So rights, and I said this today on the call that I was on for an hour with the blood brothers that I was helping by just overhearing and managing and asking questions. If they didn't pick up on stuff, I would articulate some there. So I did bring this up in this call today. Rights and man's rights as such existed by the law of the land, we'll say common law, which I'm sure you'll be pleased to hear, biblical Mosaic, Torah and so forth. It goes way back before courts, governments, Catholic, Christian and so forth, but we are in a certain place where we can't bring everything up. We have to reference what they've got. So rights are as such existed by law of the common law, long antecedent to organisation of the state. He owes nothing to the public so long as he does not trespass upon their rights, which would bring into the common law, do no harm, do no wrong. If there's no victim, there's no crime. Okay, so I'm being asked to back up a lot of stuff that we are, doing and reporting and insinuating. So Hale versus Henkel, and he's got some points here about judicial discretion has no validity when there is positive law. Judicial discretion cannot overturn common law or statutory law, where it is, and this is case law that I'm giving you to back up on. So whereas it is essential, if man is not being compelled to have recourse as a last resort to rebellion against tyranny and oppression, that human rights should be and are protected by the law. When I say that, I've left it for you to go and dig, and what law and how we'll cover later. So I assure you of our full intention at all times, and no ill will, frivolity or vexation intended. I yield.
Right, thank you. I've dropped the link in there for that Out of Shadows official. Somebody asked for him. Sorry, excuse me. Chilster asked for it from another scribe in the room. So I just went and facilitated the link.
Good man. Much love for that.
All good. Steve and Denise are on their way out, I think. Steve is certainly. Steve, we'll catch up with you later, mate. Hope you're all right. Be safe.
Yeah.
I hate that saying.
I have a little more to read, key and integral to this chat and where we're going. So I'm being asked how and why testamentary documents such as affidavits and, as I said to the pilot, Dan, who's yet to know who and what we are and why we do what we do. If you look at the video on here again, the recent one with Dan Hanley, right, reference 9/11 pilots, the comment there in the room, that's why I said I agreed with the deception that is obviously very prevalent and it's obvious. Affidavits and other testamentary documents, as we are promoting and going to promote and give away at present, how are they so great, and how can I, man David, back up my reference and claims? I'll give you that because I've been asked in email, I've been asked in messages, and this is a priority area of which you need to get down 101 verbatim, go away, check, and I don't need to prove myself, but I'm willing to, and this is where we go. So with great pleasure to reference the affidavits or the testamentary, last will and testament, okay, documents within English law now, one directs thy to thus. It will say something like, I believe that the facts stated in the witness statement are true, or jurat for affidavit. Testamentary document will be defined for you to find in the CPR Green Book Rule 57.1. And I'll leave it there. So I did call myself, I said, do not believe the king of sovereigns. I'm equal to you. That's from our last. That doesn't mean I'm the king of man. That's the identity for marriage of under the non-legal the law of. And you don't believe the king of sovereigns there. Much love, and keep the questions coming. I love this job and I do it with the passion of Christos Arbistos. I yield.
Great. Say that again. The passion of Christos Arbistos.
Remember the Bisto advert where the kids in the sorry, I'm not saying the brand, but it's very close to the brand there. Yeah.
Oh dear.
There's some of the announcements that I've pinned into splspro.com on Facebook. Here's the link. I'll give you into the chat room. If you're on the Book of Faces, then you go here. And I'm being very articulate today. I've done a lot of work, as you can see. We've done a lot of work. All I'm doing is collecting it up and backing up money where mouth is against cheap, idle chat, bickering, arguing and slating as we've done previously, which achieves nothing, wastes energy and time. That's for you to go and have a look at. My family and brothers and sisters. It's just gone in, all right? It's a direct link to what I've just been reading from there.
Sweet, there it is.
You can also go to the private domain and find more in-depth information, but I'm not here to recruit for that. I'm just letting you know that you get the bare bones on the SPL Pro Facebook, because it's a dangerous place to do any kind of private business and interaction. It gets misconstrued, and there's many different types of souls and energies there that aren't always conscionable. So I'm trying to keep the important stuff for those that are on a time constraint and that will be going to sleep soon. So that's why I'm doing this now, and we'll save the fun stuff for later. I say fun stuff, it really is fun as well what we've got here. It's fun to us.
It's all fun. That's the whole point of this. Once you learn this stuff, especially in with looking at correspondence, pen and paper wise, it becomes great fun to use this stuff, because it just puts them on the back foot. They don't know where to go. So that's what it should be fun. Oh, I'm going to look forward to responding to this letter. That's exactly how you should be. That should be your response when you read something from some idiot. I'm going to thoroughly enjoy writing back to this person.
Champion lover. So I want to bring in some Shabba ranks in here now. Shabba. Someone's just asked to join splspro.com. See, that's the magic. That's how it works. Thank you to whoever that was. My notification just popped up. We love you. Welcome to the fam. We'll let you in when we get a minute. All right. Kev slacking is on here with me. Look, I'm slacking. I'm on here with him. But we need to do this. You may think videos, are inconsequential when you're waiting and needing, but we'll get there. And we're sorry, but yeah, it's just busy.
Chippy Paul's in the house. Evening, mate. How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for popping by.
iPet Goat. We've got to put them links in. Thank you to the scribe that mentioned that.
I've got to watch them, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wrong. If that's right, what they're saying, then that's very wrong. What we found, then thank you. And I need more time on that. I do really. I haven't got time now, but I put FC UK is this part 1, 2, and 3. I believe a scribe called JJ has also mirrored these, and I suggest you get these and save them and have a look at them on your own when there's no little ones around, and we'll have another chat about this when we've got more time and we've done the groundwork here.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's another thing I've saved to posts sort of thing. But yeah, I might have a look at them later tonight just to see how effed up it all is.
If I ask a question and we haven't answered it, come back on the replay, but we'll get to your comments, and if there's anything needing answering and you're waiting, then we've got this agenda to do, and then we'll get to that and we will answer, and you'll be answered later, all right? You will be informed duly. Next bit. Spanish influenza was named after the country it seemingly originated within about 100 years ago, 1918 approximately. And now, today, we have the Chinese disease. Hear me out. Not virus. It's a disease, in my opinion, my humble opinion. That may not have been created in China, in my opinion. It has been said recently that the said disease originated within the province of Wuhan and in China, wet markets specifically. That is not the same, all right? Created and originated. That's true that it appears it's true that it may have originated as an outbreak there, but some notes that I made and put onto Facebook the other night was we need to just have a moment there and just wreck on what Trump and others have said in the early pandemic time some weeks ago, and I don't know if that was done if it's counter to some kind of economic sustainable war that we're in, commercial intercourse, sexual intercourse, horses for courses, nay lad, nay Mr. Wilkes, names, and hey, nay, just weirdness, so just bear with us with that. But 17 million to 50 million deaths estimate for this influenza of the 1918, lasting 36 months from January 1918 to December 1920, so 2 years, and it is said to have infected approximately 500 million people, which would have constituted back then about a third of the world's population. So that was, I don't know if you know them, me and my numbers, that's horrific. I'm not saying that's happening now, but on the back of that, and we've got Steve of the Freeman clan putting in some comments. Thank you. I'm going to like that right now for you, and respect for the comments there. I'm not going to read all that out on here, but it involves Rockefeller. I yield.
Yeah, but they reckon, well, I was reading something the other day, they reckon by the time they came up with the vaccine for that, 80% of the infection was over, and then the vaccine went on to kill another 500,000.
Allegedly,
or something
yeah.
like that.
That's allegedly what they reported. I heard that myself. It's not good. It's not
So
indicative.
it was already on the decline, but it was 80% eradicated or over with by the time they come out with it, and then that caused further problems.
I've got some good info on the back of that.
Modern day anyone?
We're going for a poo sandwich now. I'm going to say we're going for a shit sandwich. It's not made for its children. This is an 8. He said, wow, are you okay? Kev's gone.
I think so.
Oh, something just buzzed. Was that me or you?
Well, I didn't get any buzzing here, but it could have been I foolishly moved my hand too close past the headphones and set some control to do something. Set the machine for the heart of the sun. Sorry.
If you would like, so on the back, just here we go. I'll forget. I'll lose my train. I'm going to put a link in to my person's public profile that I, David, manage. This is Sovereign Jeremita on the Book of Faces. You go to my profile. There is an awful lot of information right there on carbon C60. I'm not going to read everything out, but I've been truly blessed with Matthew in Sheffield's revelation. That's how I found out about C60 and what he's talk about the book. What is it? Minster Fullerene C60. We've all chatted about this before, so you go to that link there on my my legal person's profile on Facebook that I, David, managed. Isn't my profile, much like this account of Indy isn't mine. It's managed by me on behalf of my legal person that I've inputted, is how I see it. And there's a lot of information about this, and I've put that in there, and I've put some links in which I'm just checking. I may need to redo that. They seem to have disappeared, a bit like Kim Jong sorry, politically there, but I did put.
Nice analogy.
I did put at least 10 links in there, and I cannot see, so it may be a bit further down. I will get them again. That needs looking at. We've got some peer-reviewed information on the internet that would be key for you to look at if you scientifically what's the word, focused, then you would find this very interesting, and you could probably overtake us on that, or you may know more on these football type cellular chemical elements. Carbon is not a chemical, it's an element, so the way that it's done and the oils that it's with, there are peer-reviewed reports with rats, cancer, arthritis, and I've a big old list. No wonder it's disappeared, because that was really incredible. So I'll find that again if it's not on my profile there. My person's profile. Tired. Or at ease.
Safe. Good evening.
Ciao.
Lisa, there she is. Hello. How are you? How's the crew? Alison. Good evening.
You're one of them.
Just keep an eye on what's going on.
It won't even load my person's profile now. It's not, look at this. It's just got them 3 lines going across as if there's nothing there. Oh, I'll get there, don't worry. We have ways. We're trying at the minute. Trying to get anything done at the minute is very hard. Things are being deleted. We're going to have a really good ending to this. We've got a good ending, so if you're able to stick around, you're going to get a couple of videos given to you from 2 different domains, and hopefully you're going to enjoy the re-emergence of them. They are director's cut, special new releases and editions that Space Cowboy's done, and Flatboy there, so hold tight for that.
Yeah.
The love that man withholds translates into the pain that man will carry. It's not difficult to understand, is it? So now we're changing the track. That's something I posted the other day that came from the telly box that I was watching, a documentary, and somebody was talking, one of these dark documentaries. If you look on that profile I've just linked into the chat, I'm not looking for extra friends. I'm trying to help you. I don't want the extra notifications, messages, and attacks and other stuff, but I will accept them and manage them. But that was lovely to hear, and it stands true. And it was Montalky type alien, UFO disclosure documentaries about Heroes Hill or something, and Montauk, Stranger Things abandoned hero camp, top secret facility, EVPS and Growl. So they're on my profile, the profile there. So I can't remember what it was, but I just quickly typed it out and said, "Have that." Beautifully said.
Nice.
I'm yielding, Kev.
Jazz club. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh dear. That was another T-shirt I saw actually. And it was a picture of a seal, like a cartoon seal, if you like, drawing of a seal. It said the seal of approval. The seal was just saying, "Nice." I could get that for Dave.
Here it is. Yes, it's here. I'm going to give you this link. Then you're right. It is here. The C60. It's gone in again. One share, but yeah, lots of information. I think I've done it a few times. Then the C60. You'll have to scroll down to find that. And if you don't want to go to this profile, you can go and find the peer-reviewed analysis that is not hypothetical. And the comments have all disappeared. There was 7 in-depth comments there that took me a long time to do. It seems that somebody's removed them on behalf of me. Yeah.
That's nice. It's expensive stuff, isn't it? I was looking for it today.
No, £60 a bottle I found it at. So how much have you seen?
Oh, vary. It depends on, what strength and everything, but the cheapest was about 40 quid.
Let me just read. Oh, it's here. 11 more comments. So I don't know what's happened. I must have been very tired. And if you go to the profile that I've linked you, it keeps going down, and it's on the 24th of April at 23:42. That's after a full day of doing law and CPR and .com and admin. I'm watching the documentaries, I call them dark documentaries to be fair, because that's what they are, and that's what the website on the profile here lists them as. Look for the 24th of April, 23:42, and it's got all of the information, and then you've got 11 comments from 15 comments from me, and it's very intricate. I'm not going to read them now, there's not enough time, and I'm too tired, but incredible. Buckminster Fullerene, the benefits and uses of carbon 60 oil, this one is, so enjoy that. And over to you, Kev. Yeah, I've seen a lot of varying prices, but £60 was a cheap one. I don't know if that's any good, but much like the
as I say, I need more info on it because it appeared to be different amounts and strengths, and obviously I need more info on it because it can be dodgy if you overdo it. I've only read the basics. Don't anybody quote me here. I only looked at this stuff today. But yeah, it was very interesting. But yeah, as I say, it'd be interesting to know what you looked at and what the offer was, what the strength was, and whatever they were, whatever way it was coming against what I saw. I just did a simple one in Amazon. C60 olive oil, something like that. What did I put in there?
Yeah, I just remember reading
it. There it was. Loads of it.
Oh, there's tons on my profile the other morning at 1 o'clock when I posted a link to a film called something like let me think now. It's Immortal, and it's got Thoth, Enki, it's got Anubis. You've got bodies of man, but then they've got cat head, dog heads, bird head. Truly entertaining, but not really high quality. If you're into Atum and Osiris, Isis, the video that I put out with the ancient Egyptian mythology, well, no, it is mythology academically wise, but in our sciences, it kind of probably is the truth, really, and been kept from us. But Atum, I really enjoyed the conversation at idiot o'clock in the morning about the film that I watched. Again, dark documentaries led me to that. You won't see it on your streaming sites. If you search and on a DuckDuckGo and you use the word immortal and then space and put your putlocker, you will find lots of sites that are putlocker clean, little minimum adverts, hardly any what do you call it now, viruses of such attacks. It's got some adverts on, but you can deal with that, and you just press a couple of buttons, hardly any pop-ups. I'm not telling you to go. I've got no liability. You can't find the film anywhere because they hide them and they don't produce them like One by One, Rick Mail and Diane Jessie Miller, The Agenda and etc. in that one. Then you'll find that it very entertaining. I'm not saying it's brilliant, but if you like the historical Egyptian side of it, then off you go with that one. And thank you to Always Atum for that interaction. Brilliant.
Celine's in the house. Evening. A bit all over the place is the topic of discussion. All sorts. Really, nothing set in stone. We are where we are.
I've just relayed for the last hour in amongst casual chit chat important things for you to consider and frequent yourself with, and we're giving you substance over the form. I've just been busy. Kev's been busy as well with working together. The videos that we've done, the document, Kev, for the script of the Castle Defender Safety. We need to get that out at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've got to whip through that again, haven't I?
It's almost done. Yeah, that's nearly 90% done, isn't it?
I'll do that tomorrow. I'll get that done. I'll crack that out tomorrow. Get it back to you, and then it can go up. Yeah. Promise I'll do that tomorrow. Absolutely.
Absolute too.
Yeah.
Absolute. I'm going into the room now. I'm going to check some comments. I've done the outlay. It's a casual chat, yeah, but it's productive. It's informative. Oh, I've got some videos to give you next. Then when we go to the room, we've got the reemergency actually, yeah, I suppose of the 2012 Olympic opening ceremony that YouTube won't let me upload, and they've deleted previous videos of Space Cowboy. Other channels have copied Space Cowboy's video, edited, put their own twist on it, their interpretation. That's fine. And I was privy today to talk to Space Cowboy, the channel, but the man who runs that, and keep his name out of it. And he's done a new extended director's special cut. You're going to get them links now. One is from BitChute, and one is from, and we at the Trust of SPLspro.com have put it on the front page. I have got the high quality video saved in the back end of the .com, and it won't go anywhere because it's staying in the .com there, but it's then on the front pages of SPLspro.com. You look for story number 3 with Back to the Future, because we're in 2020 and we're being told that in 2012 Olympics opening ceremony there was pictures of. Wow, I am just stunned, and it's outstanding work, a connection there, and it went viral. When it went viral, it was taken off platforms. Some channels have bits and bobs, and Man's done another remix of it, and it brought a tear to my eye. So it's not for children, not for assets, not for offspring. It's got harsh language in it, not harsh, vulgar, but your little ones don't need to see this, and they don't need to hear it. So I say that before I post it. That's my disclaimer. It's on the private domain, which is for mature souls and natural flesh and blood man, and it's on BitChute. You're going to get them 2 links now. I've got it saved in the Trust on your behalf for you and for Space Cowboy, and Space Cowboy is uploaded to a BitChute account, and you're going to get them next. And then I'll read the room. Then we're done. I think.
Right, that's the itinerary. Yeah, that's what we say.
time is it? I can. Bless.
Right. Just having a look in there. Oh, I didn't realise that number 5 from that Shadows thing is missing on that version. I watched it the other day. It was a complete, well, a few days ago I watched it. Complete version.
What's
They're
this?
messing about with that now, are they? That's Out of the Shadows.
Okay.
Freeman, I put a link up. Somebody at Chilster asked Freeman for the link to it, so that's what I went and searched and dropped the link in the room. And Freeman's just saying a bit further down. Apparently, the part 5 is missing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got you now.
But you can find it elsewhere, but it's missing. It's even missing from the official one. So why it's been taken out, I don't know. But
you're gonna
no
love
surprises.
You're gonna love to do. That's why we've built the .com and we've got such things in there. And I'll copy and scan everything and I'll put it in. You might think there's a lot here, Dave. Why'd you do that? Because we find that the original source, once we promote stuff, the agents, locally embedded agents that pretend to be our friends, and the trills, they monitor and watch, and and it's gone. So I use a lovely browser that's free and clean. It looks like the Chrome browser. It's called Torch, and you can watch. I'm not telling you to do this. I do this for me. I'm just letting you know what's available. Easy, simple. If you're not a tech freak like us, myself, I'll just include me, then you get the Torch browser or one comparable to, and when you're watching a video or a presentation, you've got a little blue arrow in the top right area, and if you just click that, it will download the MP4 video to your download folder. Careful of copyright and infringement, that's why I say I'm not telling you. If it's open source and they say you can mirror and copy, then when you're watching on your Torch browser that looks a little bit like a flame, it's copied Google, red, is it yellow and green, blue in the thing, it's a little bit like a flame at the top, and that will give you the option to download and save. If you keep that private, there is no real problem, and you've got the backup, and that's what I've been doing for years. So and that's only with non-copyrighted, open, documents and things that I want to save, because we often find when we mention them, promote them, share them, they disappear, and it's annoying. Really is, isn't it? So yeah, I know what you mean.
Indeed.
It's there one day and gone the next.
Oh, look at Lisa showing off. She's been sitting on the back deck. She says it's been the warmest day there so far. 50 degrees. Steady on, girl. Steady on.
Aye.
50. Yeah, I've been told it's been a little bit warmer than that here today. But I think it's all come to an end now. A few 2 or 3 weeks of it, haven't we?
She'll be a tanned lady then, I'm thinking. She'll have a nice little sun-kissed effect going off there then I'm picturing. No, I don't know.
That'd be the reflection off the snow.
Again.
Incredible.
So, I'm not going to promote my self first. I'm going to put in the man who's done this, the author. He's given me authority, consent and permission to back it up on the .com, because it may disappear as it has done from other media platforms. Here is for your exclusive viewing pleasure, and with love and thanks from me and we'll say Flatboy and what's he called, Space Cowboy. Here is the BitChute full video remix, director, owner, special edition, brand new, redone, as it's been deleted everywhere. What am I doing here? I'm making a rod for my own back, but because of the agents and this is extra heat we don't need, but you need to have the option to make your own informed opinion rather than it be deleted. Like when they write history, the winners of these sustainable wars that we're in. I'm putting in a link in, it seems to have disappeared. Let me check what's going on, and you'll get that now. I'll do it again. maybe
I've got a link.
Has it popped
The
up?
link's just come up in the room.
My system's just frozen as I've done it.
Well, it got out.
Good, brilliant. Check that. Get it now. Like I said with the torch, you can't edit it. You can't change it. You don't have permission except to look and save. And here it is, because it should be there for a while, but I think it might not be there for long. Which is why if you go to the home pages of splspro.com, you don't have to be a member. Greg has made it so you can go to the .com page. If it disappears from BitChute or those on the .com, you can frequent and look at the news feed on the homepage, and the link's there, and that will stay there as long as I draw breath. Okay, so I shouldn't have said that either. I'm just making rods.
You shouldn't have said that either.
It's what we do. I have faith in the creator and the forces here. We got to work together, and you can take from it what you want. Yeah.
Where's that little laser dot coming from on the side of your head, Dave?
You bad man. Don't ever do that to me again. Except when we're in a rave.
Don't see the little Winston, Dave.
Who do you love?
You got to start sitting in the corner, mate.
I did that at school. I've had enough of that. That's all I ever did.
You don't have to wear the hat anymore, though.
Thanks, Kev.
No worries.
You're in the same school?
I'm my brother's keeper.
You're not. Thank you, and much love. We do it with love and respect. I know there's no malice. A town called Malice. Hey. Sorry. Let's go to the comments. We've done everything we need to do. I told you it's been a productive day, and we'd end with a laugh. So off you go, fam. I'm going to look for the comments, Kev, after getting a drink. Over to you.
Yeah. Right, I'm scroll. I see I've got two views of the room here. One of them a bit further back on. Yeah, just got. Yeah, absolutely. Paul, Chippy Paul, if you're still there, mate. Yeah, nice, polite declination of their kind offer is enough. And yeah, don't get belligerent or anything. That's what they want. Yeah, that's all you have to do, and remind them that you're protected under United Nations Charter of Human Rights, Geneva Convention, the Nuremberg Code, the Doctor's Oath, and in fact under the BMA Rules of Consent. So that's that sorted. Oh, hello. Now one of my rooms is shut down. Right, so, okay, just going back a little further just to see where we... Yeah, Anders and Luxme, good evening, by the way, Lux, if you're still around. We're getting amongst it with the cachet stuff, which is good. Like to hear that. Yeah, Freeman and Alice having a chat about the Bible and what's going on at the moment. No worries, Chilster, mate. I always forget to do the app bit, so it was a bit more noticeable that I put the link in there. Sorry, mate, I'm old, stupid. Technology, I've got to do too many things at once. Just go outside it. Scroll past. Lot going on in the room. OTB, good evening. Greetings to you. Yeah, love, respect, and honour right back at you. Fair play. Nice. Yeah, Lisa, I put the link in earlier. So I think they've taken the part 5 out, apparently, but I did see the whole thing the other day. Yes. Very interesting.
I come bearing Sorry.
And a little close for comfort. Oi, check him out.
We've got
Continental Dave.
This one is not what anybody's got. That's what colour the CO2 Gans is. It's in an old I cleaned it out, I rinsed it, but I've left a label on. That's my lovely smotherings of Africa smoked paprika type herbs that was in there. But you've got like it's very milky and white, thick and gloopy. I'm going to leave it there, all right, because
David,
it doesn't separate, this one, unlike you see, it's just all CO2 Gans, and I got mixed up in the beginning. I've sent out these ones, which is the water of life Gans, and you'll see, I'll use this one because there's more in it. There's a separation. There's the top of the water. I drank that. I'm not telling you, this is not advice. When I had the abscess, there's not a lot of light, but at the top there, on my gum, there was an abscess there, and it started to explode out, and pain was going up and pain was going that way because, what? See that? Ah, yeah, it's dead. And when I bit into something a few weeks ago, before the beginning of March, when I went into an apple or a pear, I heard a crack, and I heard it here because it went through, and the roots, they've both been drilled, both of those teeth. When I come off a motorbike accident when I was 15, being an idiot, I was on the back of it, and me and my mates were being an idiot. We had slingshots, or Suzuki slingshots, and no lights on them, and rambling around, and we had powerful our brothers and forefathers equipment, and we were playing on them, and we skidded and come off, and the helmet split in two, and my face hit the ground. I used it as a brake, and you can imagine the mess and the things, and tooth going through lips. I have a scar from it, and I can't grow a proper beard, and it now makes that where I used the brake. Yes, that's why it's not a fashion thing. I can't grow hair there. So as the years have gone, they're both dead. My tombstone teeth, beginning of March, it happened. We went into this lockdown scenario, and now I can't get any treatment. Private NHS. I rang the hospital. They said, "Can you breathe okay?" "Yes, I can." "Oh, we're not seeing you then." I says, "But I've got an abscess and pain, and I can't go anywhere, and I need help." "Well, I'm sorry, we'll see you when it's safe to see you." So I've had to deal with all this myself. And out of desperation of that situation, the present one, not the previous accident, Anders said that this, yes, is water of life. That Gans, you do not drink. You don't take that element. It's separated. And I just took a little bit of that along with silver water, Bosnian water, strong pure honey, lemons, curcumin. I've had a lot. I don't know what's fixed that abscess, but I've had to squeeze it and deal with it. I'll be careful, and drinking some of this into the system out of desperation. This is not medical advice. Go back to the disclaimer in this video and you will see. And yes, it tastes salty and grim, not nice at all. And that bit I didn't drink, and I don't. You're not supposed to drink that. That's the Gans itself, atomically. And when I said to make these, you've got this and you've got one of these. If you wanted to make more of this one and you get the pipe, what I suggest you do is go, and then look, it's all mixed into like a minty greeny light green colour. It becomes one, but it will separate again over time. I have also in that spray bottle put one of these are vacuum test tubes. It's a BPA plastic free, because they are graded for science and labs, made of, allegedly, if you can have a nice plastic made of crude oil and so forth. I don't know, but that's what it says.
Bisphenol A.
Yeah, that's it. And you shake that, and you can then get your take the top off, which will pull off. Like, be careful, because it will irritate the skin. It won't kill you or burn you. Be careful on your, in your sheds and so forth. Clamp it, maybe. Do it properly, and with a little bit of twisting. Hopefully it should work its way off like such. Look, there you go. And that's you see, it's a vacuum, and then we're into the your needle in there, extract it, and then you would I'll do more videos later, and this isn't the time, but that one, yeah, you would use to refill these with the water and everything. Do not ingest it, do not drink it, do not follow me. I am the king of idiots. I do this so you don't have to. That one is different GANs, and that's what he says has got. This is exciting now because he says you can. A horror master has got an umbrella with GANs around it, and apparently if you wear the umbrella, not wear it, hold it, and you have this array of this one. I'm not making any claims, I'm just telling you what I've been told. We've yet to prove it. You can hold it, and when you're in the winter, it will protect you in a field, an atomically balanced and radiative field, and you will not feel the cold in the winter, and in the summer you will not feel hot. Apparently you can put this in your iron horse, and it will not in it some way, I don't know. Anders, I need help and clarification. What he told me whilst I was cooking dinner was it will aid the heat, the management with the McGrath unit is in for the car as well, the horse's engine, and you would have less wear on your tyres. You can have beneficial plant effects with this by mixing some in a test tube again, in about 1.5 litres of water. So instead of the water of life GANs, you'd have the CO2 GANs in that, and there are claims to be substantiated where you can have a radiation field again. When I say radiation, non-nuclear, and it will enhance plant life, it will enhance vehicle smoothness of running, horses' hearts and lungs and so forth, hooves, and that's your car, and then your plants, and it's just amazing what's coming out. So thank you to the lovely men there, a horror master, MC Enki, you know, this is why the technology is old, Elizabeth, the establishments, etc., allegedly know about all of this from the great scientists that have been. So I just thought while I'm getting a drink, I'll dig this out, and yeah, you can take from that what you want. No, no, not. Yeah, thank you. I just realised. Oh, thanks, Kev. That's just the distilled filtered water in a copper jar that I like to, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
To the room, come on then, and we'll look at saying we've got a long goodbye, have we? I suppose, maybe, I don't know. Focus on the room. You can go back. Where was you, Kev? Was you talking to Chillstar or somebody then?
I was just mentioning as I was going through on my phone. I've got all the late. Oh, I've got cats moaning at me now. Going back at right, I think I'm at the end of both. So I'm at the latest comments now. A lot of discussion going on about GANs. I did see a relatively 288. Good evening. Oh, what's going on? Vitality, Bristol, how you doing? Yeah, a lot of people going on about the GANs and making it and all sorts. Very interesting.
I'll do more videos. I've sent emails out. Right, this is what we'll do. For all those, I've got the previous video to catch up with where I said I'll get you some. There was so many test tubes available. Whatever, I can't remember now. And I said whoever wanted some first, I gave them the opportunity to tag on that video. It was the premiere of the pilot, Dan Hanley. I know where it is, and I said once I go through that, when I say on the video, if you want some, you can have some. The first ones to say, because that's the fairest way, other than getting a hat, and that's just, you know, I'll give these ones away to them. We have water of life GANs and we have CO2 GANs for those that are wondering. And the ones that I said I'd give them to, they will get them. And when they're depleted, we will start making more, provide you with the information to make more yourself if you so choose. And the benefits are massive. I won't go into it all now. They're on the previous videos, and look for the video. I'll get the video for you now. Please email contact@splspro.com and use the subject GANSS for GANs. It was GANS, but gas in a nano solid state is GANSS. N-I-S-S, but we take the I out because it's only a tiny word, and you've got the GANs. So use that for the subject in the email, and I will send all the information to you. If you're not on the .com, it doesn't matter. It would be preferable if you would join us at some point, but if you don't and you don't want to, you send an email to I and the trust, which I will pick up at contact@splspro.com, and then I will send you what I've sent everybody that's got this, so then you can research it and then come back and meet us and let us know later. All right? That fair? Does that seem fair, I suppose?
Fair play.
Anders started this, Mr. Sweden there, and a horror master. Let me get you the video from the channel, which will explain a bit more, and we'll probably get Anders on there. I need backup here. We'll get Anders on a Skype. I'll record it off like I did with Dan Hanley, the pilot, and then we'll get these questions answered. I'll email you, and I'll give you this video.
Nice.
Is there anything in the room there other than GANs, Kev, that you noticed then with...
It's all GANs to a various...
Organsmic, is it organsmic?
It is. It's organsmic. It's exactly what it is. And we got the gangster, the big gangster in the house tonight.
Is he still in? You can back up then, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's in. Not a few comments back, so yeah, pretty much so.
Anders, I hope you put some info, any links and stuff. Back me up. We'll get you on probably Tuesday-ish. We'll get a video done on record private offline, and I'll upload it. We'll premiere it and have Gansders, the gangster, in to answer the questions as we go. All right, if that's fair for you.
Yeah, I think there's some conflicting thoughts going on with regards to GANs.
That's good.
Quite interesting.
That's good.
And some explanations as to why it isn't, which is very interesting too, if anybody's following that.
Yeah, that's good.
Freeman and Lisa's made a valid comment there. It was called paganism.
Oh, wow.
But Lisa's pointed out it's not paganism. It's God-given elements and God-given knowledge.
Well,
This is a perfect statement. But each to their own. Alison, nobody take anything away from your position. I hope you understand. I appreciate if that's your thought or how you feel about that. That's absolutely valid.
Yeah, crack on.
Nobody's trying to take that away from you. It's all open to discussion, and it's all about interpretation and intent.
Much like what we do with all sorts. It's not what we say. It's your testimonies. It's academically backed up science, atoms, electrons. Santos Bonacci, when I mentioned it to him on the video chat I had with him and Karen over on Sun and Moon, was it, or on Scrambled? I forget where she put it. He said he's had an interview with Keshe, Dr. Keshe, in 2013, 2014. If you search Santos, Keshe, GANs, I haven't done this. He told me on a private Skype chat we had afterwards, and I said I'm sending some out to Mexico where he is because he's not feeling too well. He's knowledgeable on this. I'm not saying that makes it so. What I'm saying is there are some that have done more groundwork than me. Anders has given it to us from a horror master, and here is the video interview with the horror master Enki with the information that I can only give you, and from what I'm finding, I can only tell you that the bananas that I've sprayed, I've got a GANs playlist for you to look at, and what I've done with the bananas in private, I was so shocked with. They lasted very long, green, and inside when I opened the banana to eat them, I was like, well, this is ripe. It looks green and unripe, but when you open it, it hadn't gone sugary and soft and all like floury. When you eat it, it was still hard and not juicy, but as it should be. And they didn't go brown and yellow. And I thought, well, if that's just on a banana, And yeah, I can't say that it's fixed my abscess. No, all I'm saying is that it needs investigating, and I can't conclusively claim anything. This channel is not claiming anything. What we will do is give you, in law, the claimant is obligated to provide the material facts of the matter of the evidence of the claim. And if there's no, we like the 3-letter conditional acceptance. We accept your claim. We now conditionally accept your claim. That is, we now require the burden of proof for your claims of said. And then when we get to the time and they haven't given us, like I won't, if I don't give you the burden of proof, then we do letter notice number 2, and that would be, hello there, you've had your time, we've conditionally accepted, where is that burden of proof? That would be notice 2. And then if notice 2 goes a time period, 21 days for average, time generally, then you'd say, it's now been 40 days plus, we've conditionally accepted, we've let you know we've conditionally accepted, we've then waited, you haven't provided the material facts of the matter, the burden of proof, so now we're giving you a third notice, which is default. I'm not going to default though, I'm just saying, and now we're going to let you know there's a problem and you are in dishonour. So yeah, well said everybody, you are well trained and I love you for it. Don't believe me, don't believe Kev, and more importantly, don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. So here you go. This is all I can give you now. Go on.
Sorry, Paul's just said that I'm pretty sure it looks like he's having a bit of a problem with the .com. He's pretty sure he joined, tried to log. Sorry, Dave, just give you the heads up. He tried to log in, had a problem, so he came in and thought he'd rejoin. It won't accept his name, so we'll get that looked at, Paul.
No problem. Tomorrow I'm on all admin. I've done the will and testament. I've done the videos with the backup there, and I've been very busy on prioritising. And anybody that needs help and assistance with that, I will give my full due care and attention, and I will rectify and manage and distort and make sure you're all good. Not a problem. Leave it with me. We have a facility where you can manage your password resets and things like anywhere else. And if you can't do that, then you go email me, email David at splspro.com, and you've let me know here, but I will need to know and check your validity. Don't take this the wrong way. Security, account, management, to show that you're a sponsor, supporter, and no problem. You will get looked after, and all will be well. So it's not perfect. It's me and Greg and Kev doing all of this, and you'll be sorted out. So thanks for letting me know. And then once again, there's this video link for the GANs, because the room's going fast. I'll put it back in again. That's an interview with myself, Anders, and the Horror Master regarding these gases that a Horror Master has brought to Anders, who's brought to me, who I've brought to you. So appreciate the chain of command of this. If you look at Zoroastrianism, Zoroaster himself and Zoroastrianism, anybody that's knowledgeable on that, you will notice that the circle, the 2 wings, and it's from Sumer, isn't it, in the clay walls, tablets, of that. It's come from then, so it's been around for time, long time, and I can't give you everything, but I will eventually, and so will Anders. So that video has got that, and that's all I can say for now.
Can I just, Alison, if you're still there, can I just ask you a question? You got faith. Do you trust who you have your faith in? Is it Jesus? Have you got full trust in that? I'm not being vexatious. It's a straightforward question. If you've got absolute faith in your Saviour, then what are you worried about? You should already know that it's all going to be all right.
Yes.
So,
well
sit
said.
back.
Yeah.
Stop worrying about everything. Stop getting in a state. If you have faith and you believe in that Saviour, then you're already sorted. And you should know that. So there's no need to worry. And don't worry about the neighbours. Look after yourself.
The sun is shining, the skies are blue. I'm being positive about this. That was a lovely sentiment to say there, Kevin. Bang on. I can't argue with that, and I'm of that same position, not disposition. We're in a golden age right now. I'm not saying it's the golden age, but it is very golden outside and very clean and fresh and warm. And we're fulfilling the legacy. The prophecies have been fulfilled. The ones like Constantine the pagan that allegedly wrote the New World Testament and was baptized Catholic on his deathbed. We've done a lot of ground research there, and I'm not condemning anybody's religion, but faith is where we're at, because religion is for those that do not know. I'm not criticizing anybody, but if you don't know, you will have religion. You will go to a kirk, a church. Look at the opening of most of these churches. They're kind of like an ovally shape, aren't they? Like a woman's private part. I'll leave it there. You walk into a female type place and you go for religion. Churches, they allegedly house the suffering. To suffer is to allow and to endure. You get down on your knees and you pray, and etc. We vibrate highly. This is our church. This is our steeple. This is where you will heal your hurt with the family. We don't procrastinate, and we don't tell you whole lies and half truths. What we do is we have faith, and faith is not religion. Faith is going to take you through, as the man's just said there. It's taken me through. We have Brother Stephen, who's not here now. He's having some insane synchronicities, and he's contacting me privately, thanking me for it. Some of you can say yes, and some of you will say no. And it's levels of vibration, going on your knees and begging in a lower vibration and praying and asking. You pray, ray, praetor. When you pray, you may speak. So the ray, the P ray coming out of, it's all about a consciousness. It's about a belief. It's about the intent, the law of attraction. Dr. Masaru Emoto, who thought that drinking water out of a copper vessel would change the molecular strength of that? Who thought that shouting at water and playing rock music would make it change, like Dr. Masaru Emoto and messages from water? So it's all linked into a weird ethereal non-light. If you go outside and you look at the rays of the sun, you can't see them. They're there, it's light, but if you're not careful, them rays will burn you. You can't see that force and that field, but you will get cancer and damaged by it. So there's a lot of stuff going off, and we're in a pioneering transitional area. I make no claims except ones that we can back up and reference, which we have done in this video. So I thank you for that. And if you are feeling a little bit lost or unsure, I can't tell you how to rectify that, but we can show you a path, and we will help you. And with love, support, and the right vibration and faith, you will get there. And I come with Jesus as Christ, and I said that to Santos, and he commended us for our consciousness understanding of the toroidal Torah, men o Ra, men of Ra, atom, Ra, and the Ra in itself, the Ra rays, the P rays, and I'll leave it there. It's for each and own, but we will get through it. And I believe that the ones in the scriptures, Ephesians, the armour of God, that what we brought out before was truly unique. The breastplate, the shield, the belt, the swords. It's written, those with ears and eyes will be saved. There is a time of reckoning. Prophecies fulfilled. Now we've got to do the legacy, and that faith with the legacy will deliver. And if you take the Father's name in vain in the judicial realm, then you will not be saved, and you will be salvaged. Jesus walking on water, I'd argue he might have been an event, and we've got to take the literalist to one side, and we've got to have a chat, and we've got to prove our understanding and consciousness. Allah, Buddha, Muhammad, peace be upon him, the Prophet, Enki, Enlil, many things there. And I'll leave it at that. But I should have given you enough there to say that the Admiralty and the water and the maritime and the salvage and the Cesta KV and what we're doing here, he walked on water. There's a message there as well. So I thank you for that, and I'm not here to test your faith or criticise you. It's taken me a long time and a lot of work, over 600 videos and thousands of hundreds of hours of research for me personally to be able to speak to you like this confidently. And I'm going a bit tingly as I say this, and I'm kind of buzzing because that's how it is. I'm not here to preach about Christianity. That's religion. That's wrong to me. We have faith, and all of the realm of the tribes, of the scribes, of the lost ones can reconnect and go back to the tree as a brand. I want to preach. Come on, come on. Asa. I finished. I'm going to yield and look at the room. Sorry. We've got a thing there.
Is that a car in your little toy car in your hand, Dave, or is it a mouse?
Oh, look at it. When I left the corporate thingy, my employees were sad to see me go, and they got me whiskey, and they said, we know that you're a tech head. You can have a little wireless. Yeah, and it's got a wheel on as well, so you can scroll really fast. Turbo mode.
That's cleared the room up then, wondering.
We've got one scribe.
Yeah, just going back. Thank you for your comments, everybody. Yeah, look, any of those feelings, you all know, I don't need to tell a lot of you in here, even with depression, fear, anger, all that sort of thing, if you actually look at what's happening is you're just damaging yourself with those negative vibrations.
Yeah.
I know it's taken me a long time, to get this, but fear what? It's don't worry about anything. You've got your faith. But ultimately, you've got to get rid of those feelings, any thoughts like that, because you're just damaging yourself. It's nasty, but you realise all that tense and horrible. Get it out. Don't worry about it. Chill. What will be, will be.
If you have a golf ball sized consciousness, you can only fit, and I'm not insulting anybody because I used to have, as a DJ, angry. Look at my first few videos. I don't want you to. I don't want to look at them myself, but I'm in a vehicle, Iron Horse in Hungary. I'm speaking too fast. I don't have collected thoughts. I'm angry. I've got issues with property and courts, judiciary, isolation, parental alienation. I'm mixed up. I'm blabbering out at 100 miles an hour. I've got no self-control. I've got a lot of mixed. I'm on the beginning of the journey with speaking to you publicly, and I didn't know how to express. Now, many things have helped me. You and myself and the work and the faith, it brings it in. So I'm kind of a bit emotional now because, this has turned into something I didn't expect, Kev. So we need to take time and thank you. I've seen some lovely comments as well in here. Wow, what an honour.
Yes. Yeah, Jill's there. That's right, mate. It's right up their noses.
I've heard strong magnets, Chillstar. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, blessings. Thank you. Magnets can do many things. These are giving out, you get gravity-based GANs and you get magnetical-based GANs. So cellular activity, the gravitational GANs will pull the energy from the virus of the body with the disease, and the magnetics will do other things and push out. If you're a man, male, you'd wear that on the right hand because that's the atomic structure, the biological structure of the physiological way to deal with energy. If you're a lady, you wear it on your left hand side, and this one obviously is universal just for the this one, head and neck. So there are magnets and forces. Santos, Ken Wheeler, Walter Russell, not even thinking, they're in there. These men have helped us. The sciences, the academic side and the religion have confounded and arrested man's consciousness, man's rights, man's life, and we're not happy. The anger that I had when I found all this out has been turned into love. And I really want a fag, Kev. I've done nothing but listen to you chong that lighter, and I'm trying to give up smoking in times like this. I'm not having a go at Kev, but I don't want a fag. My brain's telling me I want a fag. I'm telling myself I don't need a cigarette because I've got issues and I want to be strong. And we're locked down. I haven't got any kind of drugs in the house or alcohol. I've got a wee bit of tobacco for emergency measures, and I'm being tested and I'm going through them tests, and I'm not praying to anybody other than myself, and I'm knowing that the universal fields are interacting. The numbers 113, the synchronicities 1111, when you get on it, it will interact with you. It, God, consciousness, Gaia, and etc. We've been led astray, and we've proven through historical timelines, laws, lineages, where and who and what we are. We've got some Catholic compensation coming, never mind the Asia markets compensation for geopolitical and economic warfare that's gone off. No, we've got compensation. We will bring that non-vexatious and peacefully with our will. That's why we're giving away a last will and testament. If you think about your alleged live birth certificates and live life claims and etc., and how to prove that you are financially, academically alive and beating, well, a last will and testament, I think, therefore I am, one of Santos's greatest videos, my mentor, and always will be, long-time brother. Love that man as I love you equally, but know thyself. Come from Plato. You've got Aristotle. You've got that other man, Homer. Oh, not Homer J, but Homer from back then. It's there. I'm able to randomly give you all this and articulate, even though it's brief, enough to give you the vibe and that appreciation of the super chat in times like this is greatly appreciated, because I'm on my arse, and we need to do all we can to help. So that will go into the trust though, and it sits that way. It gets collected up and managed. So we have to recognize that there's not me to tell you, and I can't answer your questions, and we can't give you the faith. We can take you away from the hooded society, the falsehood, the neighbourhood, and all of the words with hood in there, brotherhood, sisterhood, and they sound good, a bit like natural person, but they're not. We've been tricked, legal persons. We've got the natural flesh and blood man and the heirs to the estate of the realm, and we're going to give you that right, and it's going to come right. It will do, but we need those great men, that analytical continuum of timeline. And I appreciate 6,000 years BC from Zoroastrianism all the way up to zero to the Constantine Romans and what's happened, and then forward to 300 from zero, allegedly the event, up to 325ish when they wrote that New World Testament. Don't forget the books and the chapters before that, the story of Jesus that Jordan Maxwell has found before Jesus, before Christianity, closing down, because I'm on a roll and I've got to stop. Genesis and the Creator, before churches, before government, before Catholicism, before anything like that. You've got a story. Arguably the Old Testament and the Torah before the New Testament is where you'd go, but that's after Zoroastrianism here, the Phoenician text, the Aramaic text, the Assyrian, the Dead Sea Scrolls. There's a lot of work here, and Jordan pointed out that the stories of Jesus before Jesus, the stories of floods everywhere. So we've been conned, we've been lied to. I'm not here again, and when you find out about this, you realize the New World Testament, render to Caesar that which is Caesar's. That means be good and pay your taxes, because we want you to, because we wrote the book. I often wondered how this great book could be so accurate and how it can be fulfilled to pinpoint accuracy. Sorry, I'm covering the clock. That's bad. I know you love the clock more than this. So apparently, who knew? A clock. Wow. You see, so yeah, a clock, I said. I know I'm close to that word, but I'm not. So who knew that, God Lord, yeah, good Lord, who knew that we could find this out? And then you have to stand and take the hits and take the, we will do that, and you can fire at us. We won't be angry, and we will help you go through. But I initially was very angry, and we were very confused. The anger's gone. It's turned into love. We have most of the answers to your questions, but we can't force you to think and do. You have to, go there yourself. I yield. Oof. Oh, God.
Just want to... You're right there. Take a breath, Dave. and relax.
No, but it's serious, and it really, I don't know how we end up doing this, but I'll give it a go.
We'll get it done. Lisa said, yeah, tension is who you think you should be, relaxation is who you are. Absolutely, well said.
Yeah, give me some molecular love.
And then, yeah, parental alienation, OTB, that must be stopped at all costs. Couldn't agree more. We know you've been going through that a while.
Amen.
Yes. It ain't right. It ain't right. Dave himself's been in that position. Yeah, legal is absolutely that, undoing of God's law.
What a bunch of MCs we are, eh? MC, Grandad, and Enki Rah. This, I didn't know. Well, we set us up for a fall here, haven't we, Kev, with that title there? And Grandad, the Granddaddy-O. He is the Daddy-O. Yes, I. You all are, but let's have a look at these comments.
Some great chat. Yeah, I was waiting to go back. Yeah, Paul made a comment. Let me go back a little bit earlier that I thought.
We have got Discord. I'm going to be back on Discord. Please don't leave that chat. That's we're going to sort out and confirm what platforms and where we are on them chats as well. Yes, thank you, and we'll keep there. You're going to be back. Just because it goes quiet doesn't mean to say it's stopped. Thank you for those that have followed those links, and I'll relink you up as well. That's important. Private chats as a family. So if you can get to some of these links and you want to do it privately, to converse and discuss, then it will be better than this, let me tell you, because it's easier to text and we can all be in that together, and I like that.
Yeah, Paul's saying he remembers the early days. It was a similar stage and also angry, you know, as his eyes open, the anger has left. You have to, as hard as it is and as much as when you realise that the whole shit show and just how bent and corrupt and to such a level the whole thing is, but you have to get rid of that, and it is hard. I remember that the initial, you know, few months at least, especially when it became, you know, apparent with the DWP stuff what was going on, and then you realise you can't deal with it like that. You literally, and I had to start dealing with it as a joke. I knew what they were going to say, you know, and it was just that's how it was just a comedy. From then on, for me. The
Divine Comedy, Chiron Last has helped me out with that, and the Golden Web, that will help you. Yeah, sorry, Kev, carry on, but...
Yeah, that's you know, you have to take it, once you start knowing what's going on, you know, you've got the upper hand, that's how you deal with it. You just deal with it professionally. But as I say, you know, all that waiting around on hold and all that, I'd be making up words to that bloody Greensleeves, whatever they play.
Vitality Bristol, new scribe to me. I don't recognise that name. Thank you. You're becoming a moderator, and nice one for the link. Join the Facebook group. It's gone. I've just lost what you said. Golden Age of Gans on Facebook, and watch videos on that. So thank you for that link, and thank you for having the faith and finding us. Yeah, it helps. It does a lot. I'm going to make you a mod as well. Yes, we haven't got all the answers. I'm not an expert in anything. I'm just your brother, and Kev, again, your brother there, and we're doing our best. So quite emotional after this chat. This has been overwhelming in some respects.
We're passing our learnings on as quick as possible. A lot of the time we're waiting for confirmation. Unfortunately.
That's a spiritual word there, confirmation, atonement. These are atones meant for your mind. Confirmation. Have you been confirmed?
Take me back to yes.
Wow.
Yes, I have.
Oh, no, that was a joke. I didn't know. I'm just saying the word confirmed, you know, confirmation.
I've done it all, mate, me. I've had a little tickle in the Catholic Church. Yes, I've been through all that nonsense.
Alison,
I've kissed the bishop's ring.
moving on, Alison, there is stories in the bow down and kiss the ring. I heard Westwood say that once, yeah. Alison, there's chapter and verse there. Satan offers Jesus the 9 realms. And Jesus answers, I'm not a Bible scholar, I've just got bits that I use, so that I've read and looked at and studied with Caesar's Messiah, Joseph Atwill, and etc. So it was chapter and verse. Devil, Satan, up above is Lucifer, when God is the first angel cast out, so it says, I don't know, I wasn't there, but allegedly kicked out, God's right hand man, well, Enki and Enlil we find here, but we'll say God here for this one, and the first one cast down, the fallen angel, and Lucifer comes from and is down. Now we've got Satan, Beelzebub, a different title, different realm, same thing, spirit entity, and Jesus, Satan. Let's get to the point because it's getting on. Do you want the 9 realms, Jesus? Paraphrasing, you can find where it is. This is for Alison, and Jesus doesn't say, well then, they're not yours to give. They're dad's. You can't offer me the 9 realms. He doesn't say that. He says no. This is where the literalists and the scholars of stuff like Santos, Jordan, and ourselves now, you included, in this church of faith, can study and talk and help. So why didn't Jesus say they're not yours to offer? Because there was a deal done at some point with the video we've done, the devil's in the details, legal, undoing of God's law, the small print, signing, taking the Father's name. Yeah, it's very deep and there's many layers of translation. Back to the point. So Jesus didn't say they're not yours to give, they're dad's and blah, blah, blah. He's like, I don't want them, and there was a deal done with the devil, and the deal was, and the creator, Father God, the deal was that the devil, through non-direct contact, will turn the creator's creation away from him, and at the end of that will be Armageddon if we fail and we go towards the devil and the devil's ways without ever seeing the devil. So the devil in disguise, the devil's in law, the devil's advocate. I'm trying my hardest for you here. And it's hard, but it's random and it should work. So the legal, the devil, the doings and the findings of non-direct contact, like a psychopath, and somebody that's what do we call it, cognitively manipulating you through passive aggressive non-direct ways, like a drunken spouse, partner, won't be direct, and they'll manipulate you, much like the devil, devilish ways, devilish tongue, and the devilish behaviour. The devil comes in many guises, and he comes in a suit and he pretends to be your friend, like those aforementioned bits there. Something I didn't mention that's vitally important, Genesis and the tree of knowledge, tree of life. Before all of that, Catholicism, church, and everything, we've got the creator and the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve, God goes away, he's left them naked, don't touch that. I'll be back in a bit. Tree of knowledge, tree of life. Snake, serpent, usury, serpentile, serpent, usury, serpent, money, banks, lending. So we've gone into that. They get dressed. They have a bit of the taste of the forbidden fruit. Technology, Apple, symbol, bite of, technology, Steve Jobs, Apple Macs, etc. Technology, tree of knowledge, bite of the apple. Didn't see that, did you? No, I didn't, but we found it. And then God comes back, creator, dad, father, before politicians, Catholicism, all of the Christianity, the very beginning, Genesis, in the beginning there was Jack, and no, gotta have a laugh, you've got to. He comes back. What do you mean you want some clothes on? What do you want? What do you mean you're asking questions? You've got everything. You've got abundance and love. You've got everything. Paradise itself in reality. And they're not happy. He's like, what have you been doing? What's gone off? I left you naked. And in trust we found bear trusts. Bear trust. They're not naked trusts. They're called bear trust. Naked Adam and Eve. God trusted them, tree of life, tree of knowledge. Somebody had a little chat with a snake, allegedly, I know snakes don't talk, but...
Snake snake was a mistake, in my opinion.
The tiger's in, and he comes back. The trust has been broken. They end up putting on clothes. They've now got the knowledge. That's all I can say there. So we were cast out, and then the deal with the devil and the thingies and the who's and the what, and don't even go with Lilith, the subservient, didn't want to be subservient, and then and Eve was created secondary to Lilith, and then was given to Adam. So again, that's why we need the women and the omegas to come with the alphas and put this re-injection of female force. So when I heard, furthermore, for the scholars and the biblical literalists, that Egypt, King Herod, and Jesus led out of Egypt the indentured slaves. I'm like, shit, that's a word of trust again. Not only do we have bear in Genesis, naked, but these what they are, but bear in trust, translated into trust talk and equity. We've got what? Jesus leading the indentured slaves out of Egypt. I think it's King Herod. Exodus. That's why I put the movement of Jah people from Bob Marley. Some people think that God will come down from the sky, and they don't realise that the Godhead and so forth is in you and waiting for an external saviour. I'm going to quote Brother Smithy now. If you go out there and you want to look for stuff, you should be looking within. And the greatest thing of hiding, I'm so tingly, the greatest thing of what was done is to hide the Godhead. Where could we put the Godhead? Where man won't find it, where we can keep it secret. Where won't man look? Where's the one place that man won't find the secret of his creation and self-power? Inside himself, themself. So we'll put the Godhead and the power inside, because very seldom does man look inward. We're all like, hello? God, where is he? Jesus, come on, where? I fucking see you somewhere. Where is that bloody, Ark of the Covenant? You got the spark. That I yield, enough. You feel me?
Oh, the connection. Feel you, yeah, just a bit.
I think I need a cigarette, Kev. Can you have one for me?
Yeah, I'm just doing one, mate, as it happens.
No, don't. That was a joke.
It's all right. It's not a cigarette. I was joking too.
I think we need to do a play, everybody. A calm, constructed. What we've put here, take it, script it, characters, and we could have a little laugh with this, and hopefully redeem at some point, and get back to clarity. This is my thoughts, my opinions, and I'm sharing with you to critique and to take whatever, but there we go. You take from that what you want.
It's nice to do something for a laugh, wouldn't it? You have to film everything now, because it would be tough to get through, wouldn't it? Be too much laughing.
Lisa says
Christmas production.
Thank you, Lisa. Yes, ex-mass of the people. Yeah, so Bob Marley was very clever. Old pirates, yes, they're by. And you listen to them lyrics, I was like, what? How did he know that back then? And we're just finding out now. He died at 33. Lisa, I hear you there, and I thank you for that. I've been very, confused in my time, and it's, just thoughts and feelings that we're giving here. So thank you for doing that, and I promise to go back to calm, normal self now. That's the passion that you saw there, not loss of control, into the moment. Santos that's what I said to him. How is it you can sit there and these these names and what he does, and very calm. Jordan the same. I aspire to be like that, but the energy that we have and the love is what I'm giving you there. Kev's very calm as well. I am the loose cannon and the indigo Taurus bull that needs to be tamed. I know that, but I'm working on it.
Fair play, mate. That's the vibes coming off of Dave that's moving the clock, Lisa, in the background.
Wow. Yeah, all right. Who thought a clock would be so famous, eh? I don't know. Lovely.
That's it. You're going to have to take a picture of it and use it as a screensaver now as well, just the clock.
I would like to finish. I'm rather emotional. I didn't know we'd go this way. We'll come back, but if we could just scan the room. I need to go and meditate.
Yes.
I do need to go and meditate now and receive the universes and the creators and the divine, because I'm so spiky and whatever and tingly, and I'm not saying anything, but I've got myself up into a frenzy inside, and I just like to scan the room, Kev, and say,
Yeah, sweet, mate. No worries.
wow.
Totally understand.
I don't know if it's the time, if it's the lockdown, if it's the uncertainty, if it's viruses, the World Health Organization, the collapse of the oil, or all of it. Yeah, right. I feel it, and I hope we've helped in some way. We have had an epic, excellent chat here, and I am calm. I assure you. I just like to get into character and show you that I do care, and it's not just for scribes and for whatever. It's true what I'd say. For me, it's true for me. That's it.
Fair play, Dave. Very passionate, mate. A great presenter, no doubt about it.
Room for improvement, but yeah, if we was just sat here,
we're
like
not professional. We're not trying to do anything like that, but no, you just got a natural sort of front man. That's what a good front man. That's what me and Graham call you. He's a good front man.
I'd like to go into, look, here's another thing there. Thank you for that, Kev. I don't take compliments enough, so myself, I can only reject them. So thank you, brother, and much love. If you look at the white Western, I'm sorry to go like this, but I'm not being racialist. I'm of that inclination myself. So the churches and how mundane they are, and hello, we're all gathered here today, etc. It's calm, it's focused, it's mundane from what I've seen. And then when I first saw the Afro-Caribbean Jamaican preacher man, and I was like, wow, this is a bit weird. They're not normal. And over time, I'm sorry, darker skinned Afro-Caribbean Jamaican Trinidad Tobago collective of, but you know what? They're bang on. That's I haven't done that as such, but feeling the power of the Lord, and they get the blind man and they do this, and I'm like, what? Okay then. But the magic that appears to be done there, regardless of their pimp stick and their, pads and their suits and the way that they look, some of them, the preacher man, the Reverend Black Grape and crew, respect is due. At first I thought you were freaky weirdos, but now, upon reflection, they were bang on. The vibration, the spirit, and to everybody else, you're like, oh, we don't can hear them. No, we're the Latter-day Saints of New Pentecost, such and such, evangelicalists. Yeah.
Yes.
We're calm. We're British and we're Christian, okay? Yeah, sorry, again.
Yes, been great. Really busy in the room tonight. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Good chat, lots of good stuff going on. Good energy, good souls. I think Alison might have left us. I hope she left after I said what I said, but that was a bit random. She suddenly went from 0 to radioactive. But, nobody was saying it was trying to. When she started calling, I don't know who she was calling a liar, either Dave or I, at what we were saying, but there you go. It was, that was the only downside, really.
Yes, we can't please everybody, and religion and faith is a very, very personal thing, and it can be you can easily offend somebody by expressing and saying so. I apologise from me and from Kev on the channel. Kev can do his say afterwards, but I'm sorry if we have. That wasn't the intention, not at all.
No intention.
No.
Yeah, no intention to do anything. That's what I explained. We've got no problem. That's with your faith, your belief. Absolutely none whatsoever. That's yours, and I'm pleased you've got it. But there are other ways. To just cut it off and then get a bit militant isn't such a great way to stand your ground, really. That's what I thought was getting a bit militant with it. God bless her. That's all I can say.
Yeah, God bless.
Absolutely, God bless her. I wish her well, but if you've got that much faith, you've got nothing. What you've got to worry about? Don't worry about nothing. It's all cool. What you going to do about it? Nothing. Sit back, see what happens. It is what it is. Enjoy every day as much as you can.
Freeman's given up smoking 2 weeks ago for willpower. Thank you. I'm going to use that and take that as well. OTB Promotional Productions, NHS Recordings. Been going through parental alienation for 9 years now, and it sucks. I feel your pain. I share your pain, as do many other men and ladies alienated, and lossing of. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not easy at all. No, it should never happen.
I was lucky that wasn't something that I experienced when I got divorced or any of that. So I was lucky in that respect. But I know, plenty of people. One particular guy actually, I've been speaking to him for a while. Having a bit of a rough time with it all. Can't imagine what that's like. Just the thought of that breaks my heart. But as I say, personally, not something I was lucky I didn't get any grief over that. Well, the kids wouldn't have done it anyway. They would have just snuck off and seen me. That's the truth of the matter. But I didn't have any of that nonsense. Thank God.
The world is my church, and to do good is my religion. Thomas Paine, Lisa.
Yeah,
Bosh, I
that's
like
nice,
that, my
yeah.
sister. Didn't know that. I don't even know who Thomas Paine is, but I think I might like him. Bravo to Kev from Chippy Paul. Perfect Kevin from Lisa Gray. That's it. Nicely done. Well said. Look at it going. Easy. Thank you all for. That's to you, Kev, as well. They're yours.
Yeah, that was just after I spoke to Alison. Which I really appreciate his comments. Thank you. And I was genuine what I was saying. So I hope she was around to hear it. But anyway, it is what it is.
Enki is Babylonian. I would argue that that's true. Babylon, Sumer, Middle East. Let's look at this. What did I hear once? I don't like that Muslim. What did I say? I said martial art, inshallah, to
Inshallah, yeah.
I don't say it right, yeah. And sometimes I'm in white surroundings, and ethnicity is low, and it's all white and Western, we'll say, and they don't understand, and they say I don't like that Muslim and such desert towel head racist slur remarks. They're not from me, but I'll be open, and we don't do that, Dave. We don't like that. I'm like, well, what are you? What inclination and faith or religion are you? Oh, we're Christian. We're white Anglo-Saxon Protestants and Christians, etc. And I just have to go, well, do you not think that Jesus and this religion here, it didn't start in England, it didn't start in Europe, it allegedly started in the Middle Eastern areas. Enki is Babylonian is where I've gone from this, and I'll get back to it. But if it didn't start in white Western lands, where do you think Christianity started, everyone? Bethlehem, Palestine, and so forth are hot Middle Eastern. The Middle East of what is what comes up there. That's not the Middle East at all, but that's what it's called. And they are where the darker skinned, brothers live. So you're telling me you're not celebrating or recognizing, if not celebrating, is the wrong word there, these ways of the Middle Eastern area, and you'd like to go for the white, Christian faith and separate yourself from. Jesus lived where? Was allegedly come from where? Was he a white man? Was it a Western white country, or was it a Middle Eastern country full of darker skinned family members and etc.? So we had a confused chat there, and they wanted to beat the living crap out of me because I said something calmly. I said it articulately, and like what we've done maybe with Alison by accident, and I'm very sorry, and I will say love and light and peace and blessings to your sister, because we may have caused a fract there, and that's good in a way because it means she's thinking. If there's anger, there's passion. If there's passion, there's cogs. If we've done a job and we didn't mean to offend, that's enough said. But my man's wanted to kick the shizen out of me because I actually had to leave because I've lost friends from this. I'll be honest, and good friends because I've challenged, and then I've done it in such a way that they can't argue and they can't really say you're talking shit, Dave, because they've thought about it, and the only way they can go back is what, and I'm like, oh, okay, sorry, yeah. And that's
you've ruined my life.
Sorry, yeah, I'm sorry for that. Yeah.
Complete 180.
So that's the challenge we have, like a judge, like a
See,
friend.
Logic's a bitch. Isn't she a bitch, Logic?
Yeah, the truth and the lie go for a swim, don't they? And in this fable, and they go skinny dipping, naked swimming, but the lie gets out first. The lie gets out, puts on the truth's clothes, and we're talking about the naked truth here, then, because of you just reminded me of that saying, this fable, parable, whatever it is, story. And as the lie gets out first and adorns the truth's clothes and garments, the truth is left but to put on the lie's clothes, but secondary, coming out of. And whilst the truth is now having to be forced to put on the lie's clothes, the lie is off in the town. Hey up, how we doing? Oh, hey up. Oh, who are you? I don't, hang on. Oh, it's truth. Look, it's truth. It's the bullshit dressed up as the truth. And the truth comes out. Everyone loved the truth 10 minutes ago, an hour ago, before the swim. Truth comes out. Hey up, how we do? Oh, no, go. No, we don't want that. And that's similar to this chat. I'll leave it there if that helps, yeah. Yeah. If you think it's paganism and snake oil, I'm sorry about that. It's research, discovery, and chat. We didn't mean to come across that way. This channel and I am not a pagan. I'm not of any religion. We're of faith, and I'll leave it there. Hey, Kev.
Absolutely. Yeah, Chilster. Yeah, whatever it is for anybody, whatever, even if they're not of there is a God persuasion, shall we say, atheist, anti-theist, whatever, fine. There's no drama. Each, as you say, mate, each to their own. I've got no problem. The only time I have a problem is if it starts being forced upon me or others, then be polite. But that's the only thing, I do feel a bit, I love your toys, keep your toys. Keep your toys around your house. You have your friends around to play with your toys. That's brilliant. Don't bring your toys round to my house. I'll decide what toys I'll play with at my house.
Indeed, yeah, you will indeed. And if Alison...
Yeah, I certainly didn't mean any offence. That's why I was really gentle, because I could see she was getting upset. She was obviously passionate, shall we say, about her beliefs, which is fine. But, yeah, anyway, much love to the sister. I hope she comes back.
I do.
I really do. I hope she listens to this, and if she didn't hear what I said, and has a listen to how the rest of the evening went and what subjects we did cover, which I think she actually might have found she would have enjoyed. quite frankly. But anyway, there you have it, people. Yeah, the Emperor's clothes, yeah.
Chippy Paul agrees with you, and yeah, I'm just saying thank you to everybody, and we're all letting you chat and just having a look like. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, there's no judging. We don't judge anybody at all. That's the whole point of it. No matter what level they're at, anybody's at, or understanding, or as we've seen tonight, where they come from, we're not judging anybody. Yeah, Freeman has been busy, and you're right, mate.
And script going up, yeah.
He's done some good stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, he was interacting with our Alison, and very gentlemanly was too. Well done, mate. I mean that. I don't mean to be patronising. That didn't sound patronising. No, you were, you know. Everybody was well behaved. Any other place, she'd have probably got cut a new one, for want of a better phrase. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
No, it'd have been nice, you know. Well, not to have seemed to have got upset. Really, it's quite clear.
It's good. It's good in a way.
Yeah.
It denotes thinking, and you know, we
Well,
are
I
here
hope
to
so.
question. Yeah, it's not good that it's happened in that way, but it's good that we.
No, we didn't intend. As I say, it's all about intent. We didn't intend. No intent. We didn't intend to offend.
No, well, that's it. It's a job. It's a dirty job, and somebody's got to do it. That's what we've taken up the gauntlet there, haven't we, brother? And
Well, we tried to, you know, we're getting direction. We're getting stuff done.
with targets, and it's.
Yeah, everything we've done so far is proven. You know, what we use, how we approach stuff. It's all there. It's these final little ladders. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice one, Craig. Thanks for joining us, mate. He's been here for the duration. First comment tonight, I think. He was in the room as well. Fair play.
Thank you. Yeah.
Nice one, Freeman.
See, when I pray, I just like to say, when I say we shall pray for all, I do it in my head silently. I don't need to vocalize a message to the universe conscious creator. When you look at magnets, atom, electrons, nucleuses, all of these, you know, everything that goes around scientifically, it's just your way that you communicate. You can just look up at the stars and say a message. The other day I went out and I thought, I'm going to go and speak to a tongue. And as soon as I went outside, I looked up and I went, and a shooting star went past. I was like, wow, I don't see them very often. And it's nothing, it's just coincidental in a way. It's nothing massive, but it's how your mindset is, how you see yourself, and bending down and doing this and being in a subservient position. You know, you can stand there, hands by your side, puff out your chest like you're wearing a bulletproof vest, and be proud and vibrate, and just mentally. You can do it whilst you're walking down the street. You can do it in moments of meditation. You can do it whilst you're at work. You can be or in servitude, you know, etc. And mindfully, you can just have these thoughts, and you'll catch yourself being negative or doubtful and so forth. And then over time, the other side comes in, and as you know, and you two becoming one, and meeting, and it's amazing what you can accomplish. Without going external and looking within and not speaking the language of silence. Exactly, it's all good, and it doesn't. We've been told to do things, and now we're learning instead of being, you know, following mindlessly. Those that here we go. Those that follow. Without thinking mindlessly. We've looked at order followers and the dangers of that, but we've also looked at cults without questioning and following. That's why we don't tell you what to do, and we don't tell you how to do stuff. We give you options, and we inform you as much as we want to tell you, and we may have the answer. You must do that yourself, or we're in a cult. Now, when a courtroom scenario comes up, or an interaction with an officer, again, they're telling and ordering, and if you don't question and you don't ask and you don't defend and you don't articulate and you blindly do it, then you've only yourself to blame. Whereas I appreciate questioning authority can be dangerous and lethal in some ways, and those that have stood there and took bullets and borderlines, the realm is starving at the minute, and food is not being passed equally. We don't have enough love and sharing and caring. We're not told we're loved enough, and it's no wonder that man doesn't have the capability, the consciousness, or the inclination, declination extra to manage this. So we have to appreciate that we've been in a weird state. We've blindly followed, and we've been arrested and manipulated, sidelined and marginalised. Noam Chomsky and Jack Fresco and Napoleon Hill and Alan Watts. I'll drop some names in here as much as the big ones, but those men have helped me immeasurably. You really have to get to this point like that. And George Carlin, you know, his rants that you was on about, was it you the other day, or George Carlin? No, it was Greg. He went on a YouTube recommended, and it just let it play and play and play, and he found out a George Carlin thing about sanitization of language, vocabulary and words, and like shell shock is now moved from shell shock to PTSD to, and it keeps the sanitization of language. And we have to be careful that if we give too much information too fast and too quick, like I have many a times before, I will paralyze the host, the leader, the front man, the thought leader will paralyze you, and you are incapable of, you have like a and then you reset and it's gone and you're back to how you was. So it's a very fine line with how we see and interpret and understand whom and what and when we are. And all I can do there is give you that. So it's a time of change, and it's a time of faith right now. It is indeed.
Yes. Indeed it is.
But we can go, yeah, we're doing a long goodbye look, aren't we? But I'd just like to say thank you to everybody. I've tried to make everybody blue. We bless and pray for everybody in our own way. And we say, yeah, we appreciate you all. Just because you haven't been named or pointed out or said anything, then, you know, just know that that's you now. The ones there left, thank you and much love.
Yes.
I'll let Kev have
Thank you very much.
You can have the closing words, and then we're going to get off, and I'm going to go
all
and
right.
meditate, brother. Yeah.
No worries. Paul's just put in, he says, I wish we celebrated death, as it's something we all experience in time, but strange how it's always so somber, which is quite true. Yeah, it should be a bit more of a occasion, shouldn't it? See, stupid ways, just be a massive rave, get right on it, 3 or 4 days, have a proper go. I agree, mate. Let's start a business.
I'll put a comment there about that. You are gonna have the last say, but I've got something to say about that as well with Mexico. Yeah.
No, Lisa's given the 2 wolves analogy. You know, you have 2 wolves inside you, one good, one evil, they're constantly at war, and the one who wins is the one that you feed. I do like that analogy.
Get a message ready, Kev, and then we'll shut down. And if you want to put a message.
All right, yes, right. So thanks to everybody in the room. Alison, I hope you're not too upset. We hope you come back and speak to us and understand what was. Anyway, thank you to everybody. The room's been absolutely mental. Great stuff going on. Really appreciate it.
Thanks to
so
Don't find it.
28. yeah, thanks to the clock for a special appearance. Well done, the clock, and for the spirit moving it. That was nice effects. So much love to everybody, and we'll be back real soon, I'm sure. Peace and love and light to you all.
Ciao for now. Thanks, Kev.
Bye.